This motor around. Okay. That works. Coming down. There we go. Nice and landed. There we go. Motor landed. So I can check on chat here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's why it's not charging. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's yeah, let's fix that. That's not great. How about this one? Will that reach? No. unplug camera here. Oh, looks like we lost stream connection there. Hey, looks like it. Okay, motor time. Sure. Get all the case bolts. Looks like we can't. Okay. There we go. Now we can get all the case bolts. There we go. Set her up. Into the depths of the motor we go. There we go. Nice and secure. Alright. Well, gotta crack the case, so we gotta drain the oil. But this motor had all good oil. I mean, it was just replaced. Spoil's like a month old. We want to save it. So I want to make sure there's nothing in this pan here. Make sure that this is completely clean. Completely clean. Saw some degreaser somewhere, right? Where's the good degreaser? Well, that's what we're looking for. That's alright. Sacrifice a red rag. Sacrifice a red rag. There we go. Make sure his pan is totally clean, because we're going to reuse this oil. It was only in there for a week or two. So save all of it. Great. So let's go ahead and drain that oil. Recapture it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna deflect the oil to make sure it doesn't take any dirt in with it. So we're gonna redirect the oil flow with our glove, make sure it doesn't take any debris in with it. Yeah, see, nice clear Dextron 6. Yeah, we'll definitely just, yeah, put that back in there. Has been like nothing. So, not had a lot of miles on it. So let that drain out. We've got to pull the inverter cover. There we go. Pull the inverter cover. I need some more. Need some more shop towels over here. Okay. Let's get the inverter off. So I can start tearing into this. We're gonna go speed run this a little bit. Not for cutting corners, we're just going for a record time. All of those. I should actually leave this over here, not mix up the sets. Get our amp seal bolts, our amp seal screws right off the front of the inverter cover. Come on. another bin for those. Anyways, we're all, yeah. So bolts for the inverter are way down in the middle here. So we gotta pull the whole. This is the block that distributes all the high voltage to each of the three phases. So we just have to get all these screws out to remove it. That's the one that we have our special Torx L key for. Get our amp seal connector off of here. Its screw has a little special washer on it. There's our amp seal. That's the interface between the inverter controller and the outside world, meaning the rest of the car. Okay, got those. Fantastic. Let's get our special T20 here. And this T20 has a little rounded edge so that we can actually get on there and remove it. Nice little specialty item there. Okay, and then we're gonna keep the specialty set out because we gotta do these T40s, and those are difficult. What am I looking for? Yeah. So we can just use a standard hex driver as a pry bar, as leverage, and just crack those free. Great. So now we've used our special Torx. Now we can just burn through the rest of these. Those are going to be T40s, which are right here. Come on. All right. Get the one that's hidden behind this bus bar. Perfecto. And now undo harness. Last one. Great. So now we do all these little JSTs here. Oh, yay! We always have these nuts run away from us. You can see they're supposed to be captured in there, but they're just flopping around everywhere. Okay, great. So we've got those items. Now we've got to do the big HV lugs. I believe those were T25s. So need to remove the sticker carefully because we don't have enough of them. Really need to order more. So I just come down here to the HV sticker and we peel back the corner. There we go. And pull that off. There we go. Pull it off. And then go ahead and pull these 20s on 25s. Or sorry, that was I grabbed 27, didn't I? Yep, I grabbed the 27. Okay. So these, the three phase. This is where the actual three phases of the motor connect to the three phases of the inverter. So I just pull this cover off here. Go ahead and put that away here. And then I believe those are 50s, but first we gotta pull the big orange cover off. It's just gasketed here, so we pull the 25s and just gasket it, and that pops right off. So we've got that, and then our T50s are exposed, so we'll go ahead and grab our T50s. Here. 3 T50s, one per phase. If I can angle that in there. There we go. Not super crazy tight. They're only at like 12 Newton meters. We'll get our nice snappy pliers here. Just pop each of these phase bolts out. So that's 1, and that's 2, and with some luck and effort, number 3. Boom. Okay, so this inverter is now ready to unbolt, except for our the rest of our connections. So we need to make sure that the temperature sensors are temperature sensors stay with the case, so we just have to snip these zip ties which hold the temperature sensors wires to the case. So that's the big stator temp line, and then there's the two coolant temp lines. So we make sure by unplugging them here and yep, these are always more zip ties. That's why we try to pull them out before we unbolt the inverter. So we just pop that out, and then we can remove this wire. So this wire will be fully undone when that comes out. And then we've got this wire which goes to that local temperature sensor. And then we've got this wire which runs through the rest of the inverter harness here. And so that sometimes is zip tied, sometimes is not. We're going to find out exactly. Yeah, so it's zip tied into this harness here. It looks like. Yep, so if we pull that zip tie out, then there's a zip tie to this side, and pull that zip tie out, then we should be able to pull, now let's just disconnect the harness here, make sure that we have it all the way loose. Nope, the hidden zip tie, always more zip ties. There we go. So now if we pull the current sense wire, boom. Okay. So the current sensors will come with the inverter, so we just leave those connected for convenience. That's all our zip ties. Ow. Great. So I'll redo those and those go back in. And then this thing is going to dump coolant. So we need to get a coolant pan. Coolant pan over here. I'm gonna finish setting the I'm gonna get the oil pan situated. Let me put the drain plug back. And we might as well torque it all the way back down because it's only a drain plug, not a drain fill. We fill from the top. So let's get our big Tone 3/8 here. Okay. And the torque on that is this guy's minimum setting. So we run that down to minimum value, and nice and snug. Okay. So now we need our Longboy and T30s. So we're gonna go get the Longboy T30. That's why we have this super duper long adapter extension here, because what we do is we go all the way into the inside and we get a lot of these T30s in here. So we do all, my strategy is always do all of them but center 3. One, 2, 4. Okay, that's the outer 12. Okay, so let me take our good oil, just put it over there. There we go. Got our coolant pan right here for when it separates. Then we come in here, we support the inverter from the top phase, and then we do 1, 2, 3, and it should be released. So then we grab it from the 2 metal outer phases. I missed the point, I didn't even dump. Okay. So we're gonna rotate the inverter and set it right there, just like that. Okay. Didn't even dump when we demated it. Okay, great. Yeah. More of those bolts coming out. There we go. Oh, wrong pail. This one. Okay, there's our inverter. So that's the living, breathing heart of the motor. That's what actually makes the power go. That's what sends the power from the plus and minus DC high voltage battery to the 3-phase motor. So now we're going to do the whole, now we're going to crack the whole case. So we'll get rid of our, we're going to empty this out. Time to put it in the contaminated coolant bin. Into the barrel. Goodbye. Goodbye, coolant. Okay. How are you doing, car? Interesting. Okay, let's see here. I really want to find locking extensions like this. It'd be really nice. I haven't found one yet. Oh, I can't get to that one. Come back to it. That last one with the old conventional ratchet here. There we go. Oh, 13 mil. Oh, too long. Let's just use the 13. Okay. It used to be a 10 millimeter in that stuff, but that's 10 millimeter, so it's gone now. Okay. So when we crack this, we're probably gonna see both coolant and oil. So we're gonna get a pan. Just gonna get some mixed fluids because it kind of just dumps out at once. We've done our best to vacuum and drain it because again, when we pulled the inverter, there was no coolant, but you always get a little bit. So we'll grab our drain pan and start tapping her home. Okay, let's get some mallet action happening here. Oh yeah, just split that case right open. Yeah. Yep, a little bit of cool, a little bit of oil, no big deal. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So that's it. That's the whole. There's not really a transmission per se in a Tesla, but this is as close as you get. This is the fixed ratio gear set. So we're going to pull our stator temperature sensor leads through, and there we go. We're going to assume that's going to try to dump fluid. fluids. Alright, onto our mat. There we go. So that's one of the bearings we have to deal with. The other bearing we have to deal with is that one, which means we have to remove everything. Yep, gotta remove the whole stack. So let's speed run through that. This is fairly straightforward. Get a little box for seals. These little gaskets. These things don't get hot, so these gaskets last forever. It's really nice. Okay, so that's 10 mils on the back. So what we do is we grab our Deep Mago 10 and one right. We grab a pair of these. And a little bucket to put them in. Because these magnets work well on these ones. One, two. So these retain the final drive bearing for the side of the motor. So okay. There we go. Hey, look at that. Boom. Alright, final drive. Ready. So now we get that in just a second. Yeah, we're going to put it down here. That's released. We're going to give ourselves a little assistance by just taking the old socket here right through the axle seal and just gives us just a little push. Just to unseat that bearing. See, just a little push. Doesn't take a lot of force. Nothing in this gearbox takes a lot of force. So then we just extract. Boom, there we go. Extracted. Okay, we got that done. Yeah, look at all that coolant oil mixing. Fantastic. Okay, then we got to do the intermediate. So we've got to go in and do each of its 10 millimeters in there. I am going to put some shop towels down under that final drive. Let's make it nice. Okay. There we go. Great. So now we gotta do intermediate shaft. So the intermediate is still going to be our trusty tenor. And if you see, we have a bearing retainer in here. One, two, and three. That's the whole bearing retainer. So now, pop that bearing retainer. That is free. And then we're just going to give ourselves some nice little tippy taps. Just usually comes free with just a couple of, let's not have that drop on anything. A couple tippy taps here. Come on. Of course, on one that we need to, when they're trying to speed run that gear, that's going to be completely stuck. So, let's see if we can get a gear puller going there. Yeah, we might need to grab a gear puller. So, alright. Wouldn't it be great if we had workbench to do so? Well, these end caps can go away. These do not need to be here. They can go in the end cap pile. Look how many broken LDUs we've gone through. That gives you an idea. All those end caps. Okay, so that's our end caps. Let's grab our big puller kit. Big puller kit. Fantastic. So now, here's our puller. And we can probably do with two teeth. Call it that. Yeah, probably fine. Two jaws rather. Okay. So let's go ahead, spin this all the way down. What size is that? What size is that? So we can just plan that. Wasn't that 22 or something like that? That is a 22. In fact, a 22. Great. So let's get 3 we will pin a couple of jaws onto this. Probably need to go wider. Yeah, there we go. We'll put a couple of jaws onto this. Jaws pinned. Come in. Okay, that's not quite right. Do we have a different I'm sure we have other profiles here. The straightest profile we have. They're about the same profile. I gotta flip it around and grab from the inside. Yeah, let's grab the ones with the thicker. Can we fit those? Can we fit those through here? Will those go in? Yeah, those will go. Great. Let's see. Let's try thicker jaws. So grab that on both sides. Slot. Slot this down. There we go. Get our oh, I didn't get that. Didn't really get at all. Pop that in. Come to the outside pin. We've definitely got tension there. That's good. That's good. Come on. There we go. Pinned. And now we should be able to. Oh yeah, that's gonna walk right out. So let's make sure we limit the torque that we put on that. Grab our 22 and then just walk that gear right out. Piece of cake. Always helps having the right tool. Yeah, just a little more force than I want to put on that race with the hammer, and we just walk her right out. Piece of cake. Ah! Sliced my fingers again. Shouldn't speak too soon. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and shouldn't actually be under tension. We should be able to just pop pins and release any tension on this setup. There we go. Easy peasy. That's why it's nice. Oh, this puller set has been so useful for every I just don't want to put this too far away, just in case we need it here in this next step. So before we can get to the final goal there of getting the primary out, we have to remove the oil pump. But I'm gonna stand by and see what's blowing up my computer. Not much. Doesn't look like anyone's really watching. How you doing, car? Immediate. Okay, final drive.